citizens, conspiracy lovers, and anyone who thinks anomaly is just a fancy word for ooh, gather round. Today, we are ripping the curtain off the cosmic stage to expose how governments sometimes turn catastrophic spaceship meltdowns into bedtime stories about spreadsheets. This is loud, this is sarcastic, and yes, it is affectionate roasting of entire bureaucracies. Buckle up your skepticism. The big picture. Why they hide it. Why hide a rocket that went boom? Because honesty is expensive. Admitting a spectacular failure nukes budgets, fries careers, and detonates PR timelines. Governments don't stage cloak and dagger musicals for art's sake. They hide failures to avoid congressional breakdowns, investor meltdowns, and viral headlines that spiral like a booster with a caffeine addiction. So, delay, downplay, and rebrand. It's not glamorous, but it is predictable. The playbook, how cover-ups actually work. This isn't James Bond, it's beige office warfare. The toolkit is annoyingly simple. Delay reports, preliminary review equals we're buying time to make this less embarrassing. Redact everything. Black bars that look more like modern art than transparency. Jargon speak. Swap explosion for anomaly and watch the room nod like it's on cue. Controlled leaks. Release a curated photo of smiling engineers holding lukewarm coffee. Weather blame. Gusty winds, cosmic dust, or a very tragic rogue pigeon. All excellent scapegoats. This plays on human attention spans. Make it boring and people scroll away. PR and media circus. Spin is the real propulsion. Spin is a craft. Official statements follow a sacred recipe. Regret, condolences, an investigation underway, and zero juicy details. The press gets a press release that reads like legalese for a broken toaster. If the headline says minor technical anomaly, people keep scrolling. If it screams incinerated ritual, the PR office will go into triage and someone will invent the phrase constructive setback. Investigation reports. Passive voice lovers. Unite. Investigation reports are masterclasses in ambiguity. Expect sentences like, an anomaly was observed. The vehicle was lost due to a complex interplay of factors. Translation, we are intentionally vague, we will not hurt anyone's feelings, and we are definitely not naming names today. The reports are long, bureaucratically soothing, and built to lull oversight into polite boredom. Politics and money, the blame. Hot potato. Space programs are political theater. Admit a failure and opponents sharpen knives for budget hearings that resemble gladiator fights with foam gavels. A program that launches satellites now competes with pothole funding in a cold, cruel world. So instead of clutching a PR grenade, many choose to juggle it until the camera batteries die. International dynamics. Diplomacy meets redaction. When multiple countries are involved, cover-ups get diplomatic, nations exchange sanitized timelines like polite lies at a cocktail party. We share data becomes we share a cleaned-up summary. Everyone wants scientific progress without an international incident or an awkward hotline call that begins with, your rocket just turned our orbital neighborhood into a fireworks display. Reputation and brand management. Disaster as a marketing opportunity. Admitting failure is PR kryptonite, so governments reframe disasters as valuable tests and premiere montages of engineers fist-bumping in slow motion. Reality gets repackaged as progress theater. Fewer mea culpas, more lessons learned montages, and a soundtrack that implies inevitability. Whistleblowers and leaks. The inevitable plot twist. Secrecy leaks. Disgruntled employees, bored contractors, or an intern with too much curiosity will spill the beans. The usual response. Deny, deflect, then drip-feed a sanitized timeline that leaves key players conveniently unscathed. Leaks are messy but necessary. They force transparency, even if it arrives late and redacted. Ethics and consequences. Real harm, not just bad. PR. This is where jokes stop for a second. Space accidents can kill people. Cover-ups can delay safety fixes and let errors repeat. Hiding details isn't merely PR theater. It's a safety hazard. Transparency is not just politically inconvenient. It's essential for preventing future tragedies. Roast the spin, demand accountability, and keep an eye on the lessons we're allegedly learning. Solution set. Boring, painful, and needed. Here's the unsexy fix list. Independent investigators with real authority and teeth. Rapid preliminary public reports so rumors don't run the show. Strong whistleblower protections that don't require witness relocation. International incident sharing protocols with actual data access, not just PR statements. Messy? Absolutely. Effective? Also absolutely. Fewer euphemisms, more evidence. The conspiracy fantasy and why it's funny but false? Yes, people will invent wild fanfics. Secret moon bases, alien interns, and stapler-wielding bureaucrats in trench coats. These are entertaining and thrive in the vacuum left by silence. But they're not a substitute for documented facts. Keep the fiction for late-night forums and put real evidence in the public record. Final thoughts. Cover-ups are often banal, bureaucratic, and driven by the same incentives that made you avoid admitting you ate the last donut in the office fridge. They're not always malevolent. Sometimes they're cowardly, sometimes they're strategic, but they're always costly when they obscure the truth. Demand transparency, protect the whistleblowers, and be louder about holding systems accountable than you are about sharing memes. If this stoked your skepticism and tickled your rage bones, do something real. Ask for clear public reports, support independent investigations, and treat anomaly with appropriate suspicion. And yes, enjoy the jokes, but never at the expense of insisting on better safety and transparency. That's how governments hide space accidents, and why. Keep your tinfoil handy, your questions pointed, and your outrage with a purpose. The sky is big. Let's make sure people tell the truth about what's happening in it.